So can you tell me your name and your relation to the Zodiac Killer?
My name is Gary L. Stewart, and the Zodiac Killer was my father.
How confident are you that the Zodiac Killer is your father?
Oh, I'm absolutely certain.
How can you be so sure? Is there something you don't know that you won't tell us?
I have my reasons.
Decades ago, the Zodiac Killer terrorized and taunted the San Francisco area. With 7 confirmed victims and claims to many more, the Zodiac Killer went on to live in infamy, striking fear into the heart of the Bay Area. His famous letters and codes, though deciphered, never revealed who the killer was, and his identity remains a mystery to this day. Today, I will be getting an exclusive interview with the man who claims to be the notorious murderer's son, and author of the book The Most Dangerous Animal of All, as well as one of the only victims to ever survive an attack by the Zodiac Killer.
What was it that made you first believe that the Zodiac Killer was your father?
I was watching the news when I saw the police with the sketch of the Zodiac Killer. My heart caught in my throat when my son pointed to the picture and told me that it was me. When I looked, I was shocked. It wasn't me, but it was my father. The spitting image of him.
So you knew your father?
No, I didn't know him. He abandoned me as a baby.
I see. So then how did you know it was him in the sketch?
I had a picture, only one, a mugshot, but it was the only picture I had of him, and it was the perfect match for that sketch.
A similar picture isn't exactly enough evidence to convict someone of being the Zodiac Killer. What else do you know that makes you so confident?
I met him.
Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were having what was a romantic date when they too fell victim to the Zodiac Killer at Lake Berryessa. After attacking them, the killer left a chilling note on the door of the victims' cars. Unfortunately, Cecilia's wounds were too severe, and she died later that night. However, Brian Hartnell survived, and is here to tell his story.
Can you tell me what you remember about the night you were attacked?
I had taken my girlfriend out on a date near the lake. Enjoying our time, sitting on a blanket nearby our car together. It was really nice. But then some man in a strange all-black costume approached us. And before we knew it, he had us tied up. And I knew we were in trouble.
Did you ever get a look at his face?
No, never did get that close. He had on a mask.
What were the thoughts going through your head when you were being tied up? Did any part of you ever think that you were going to die that night?
I was scared out of my wits. I was praying he would just take over our money or keys and leave, but I knew. There was something about the way he stood there. I just knew that he wasn't going to let us go alive. And then I saw the knife he was holding, and I stopped really thinking after that. I knew I was going to die right then and there.
At any point, did you think you were in the presence of the Zodiac Killer?
I had heard all the news stories, read all the articles, but it all seemed so distant to me. Like, sure, that stuff was happening, but did I ever think it would happen to me? No. Not until after, when the police got to question me, did I realize who it was that had almost killed me.
Did you ever find out who it was?
No, never.
So you met him. Then can you tell us, after all these years of not knowing, what is the name of the Zodiac Killer?
His name is Earl Van Best Jr.
When did you meet him?
In 1984, a few months before he died.
Did he confess to you?
Something like that.
What do you mean by that?
He not so much confessed anything as he did ask something of me.
What did he ask?
I don't think you'd like to know the answer.
We'll come back to that. Did he ever tell you why he did it?
He already answered that for you. In his letters, remember? He told you that he did it because killing is so much fun.
And you believe him on that?
I don't have to believe him. I already know.
Mr. Stewart, what did your father ask you to do?
You heard about the recent deaths, haven't you? The body found in the woods, full of bullets. Well, I'll tell you what he asked of me, and see if you can piece it together. He asked me not to let the legacy of the Zodiac Killer die. He asked me to keep it alive for him.
What is this?
Me, Keep my promise to my father. The Zodiac Killer lives on. And not just with me. There are more of us. More Zodiac Killers everywhere. Take this letter and make sure it gets published. You'll find yourself the target of some very unwanted attention.
I will do my best. This interview is over.